Okay, this is one of the triangles you should have memorized, so 5, 12, 13. So this should be 13, but let's do the math in case you didn't memorize that. So we have 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to x squared. So 169 is equal to x squared, so x is equal to the square root of 169, so x is equal to 13. Okay, the length of a square, so here's a square. The perimeter is 16. That means each side must be 4. So if we did a diagonal here, that's a right angle. We have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So this is 4 root 2. And if you haven't memorized that, you would say 4 squared plus 4 squared is equal to x squared. So x squared is 32, so x is the square root of 32, which is 16 times 2. Take this out and you get a 4. So x is 4 root 2. But again, this is one of the triangles that you should have memorized. A 45, 45, 90 triangle, these sides are whatever length they are. The hypotenuse is root 2 times those legs. Okay, a rhombus is a shape where all 4 sides are the same length and the opposite sides are parallel to each other and the diagonals bisect each other at 90-degree angles. Okay, so in other words, this and this are the same, this and this are the same, and that's a triangle. I mean, that's a right angle there. Okay, so if the diagonals have lengths 16 and 30, then this must be 16, so this must be 8. And if this is 30, then this must be 15. And in order to find this side here, we'll call that x. 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to x squared. So this is 289 is equal to x squared. So x is the square root of 289, which is 17. And if all 4 sides are the same, then the perimeter is 4 times 17, which is 68. Okay, if this entire side is 8 and this side is equal to this side, that means that these make up half of the 8. So this is 4. And so we have one side is x, the other side is 4, the hypotenuse is 5. So x squared plus 4 squared is equal to 5 squared. So x squared is equal to 9. And that means x is the square root of 9, so x is equal to 3. The easier way to have done that is to recognize that this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. That's one of the triangles that you should have memorized. So if this is 4 and the hypotenuse is 5, that had to have been 3. Okay, if this entire side is 21, and these are right angles, and this is 11, that means that this is also 11 down here, which means that this is 5 and this is 5 because all of 3 sides have to add up to 21. And we know that these are the same because their diagonals are the same. So this is 5 and this is 5. Now, hopefully you can recognize this as a 5, 12, 13. So we know that x is going to be equal to 12. If you didn't memorize that triangle yet, you'd have to say 5 squared plus x squared is equal to 13 squared. So x squared must be 144, so x is the square root of 144, so x is 12. Okay, to find x, we need to know this side because that's a triangle. But we can find this side from this triangle. If this is a right angle, then this is a right angle. So we'll call this y. I don't call it x because that's already used. So we have 6 squared plus y squared is equal to 10 squared. So y squared is equal to 64. That's 100 minus 36. So y is equal to the square root of 64. Y is equal to 8. So now we know that this is 8. And now here's our triangle. So we have 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to x squared. This is 289. So x is equal to the square root of 289. So x is equal to 17. And that's one of the triangles that you may have memorized, 8, 15, 17. A lot of people don't recognize that, and that's fine, so I did the math there. Okay, this is kind of scratched up, but if I drop a perpendicular down here, then what I've got is a rectangle where if this side is 5, then this side is 5, and this side is 8. Now, if this is 5, then this must be 6 because the entire thing is 11. So that's 6. So my triangle that I'm looking at is right here, and this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Actually, no, 3, 4, 5. So this must be 10. But anyway, if you don't see that, we're just going to say that 6 squared plus 8 squared is equal to x squared. So 36 plus 64 is equal to x squared. 100 is equal to x squared. So x is equal to the square root of 100, which is 10. Okay, I'm going to drop a line right down there, right down here. So I'll drop this down, and this becomes a right angle, and this must be x. And if this is 6 right here, then this has got to be 6, which makes this 4. Because they've got to add up to 10. So here's my triangle I'm looking at. I have x squared plus 4 squared is equal to 12 squared. So x squared is equal to, let's see, 124, 128. So x is the square root of 128, which is 2 times 64. And if I square root 64, I get 8. So this is equal to 8 root 2. Okay, first of all, if these are both 45s, then this adds up to 90. So this right here is a 90-degree angle. So if this is 3, this is 4, this entire side is 5. That's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. In other words, if you call this side y, that means that 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to y squared. 9 plus 16 equals y squared. So y is equal to the square root of 25, which is 5. Okay, so we know this entire side is 5. So if this is x right here, then this right here is 5 minus x. So that this entire side adds up to the 5. Okay, the triangle angle bisector theorem says that if in a triangle, if this bisects this, then the ratio of this to this is equal to the ratio of this to this. So in other words, x over 5 minus x is equal to, oops, what did I just do? 3 over 4. And if I cross multiply, I get 4x is equal to, when I multiply this way, I get 15 minus 3x. So I bring this over, I get 7x is equal to 15. So x is equal to 15 over 7.